Hello everybody, Laura here. So today is day 37 and I have a 12 by 12 scrapbook page for you guys. And I'm going to be scrapbooking a picture of me and my cousin. And I believe we were in Cozumel, Mexico, and this is when we went on our cruise. And I have a video that should have come out by now with the DIY nautical kit. But I did not use the items in that DIY nautical kit on this layout, just because I recently have gotten the Paige Evans Summer Lights. I have the 6x6 paper pad, I think the sticker sheet, and or like the chipboard sticker sheet. And so I was just wanting to use some of that, and I haven't included those items into my nautical kit, but I'll probably throw them in there just because they are nautical or beach related. So I started off putting some clear gesso down, and then I'm using one of my Jane Davenport mermaid markers to do this background. And I went on ahead and left all of this in, but I end up not using this background. But I did want to just kind of show you that, we start by trying to make something and it comes out looking like so bad. I watch Missy Whedon a lot, and she does mixed media on almost every one of her layouts, and it inspires me to want to try to create it on my own, but I don't do very well with it. I mean, and I do pretty well with my mixed media. I do my art journal pages and all of these little artsy craftsy things, but as far as putting mixed media on my scrapbook layouts, I just don't seem to do a great job. So I took some white paint to try to mute the colors back a little bit because they were just super bright, and it's just horrible. But don't worry, because I do have another process video that'll be coming out pretty soon where I did use this background, so it didn't go to waste, and I'm not completely in love with the layout that I ended up completing using this background, but it did look a lot better than what this was looking like. These colors were just way too bright and bold to go with the Summer Lights collection. So here I have these cut files, and those were sent to me by a nice lady named Marilyn, and she had just cut out some things for me using her silhouette cameo and sent them to me, so I'm still really grateful for that. I really love using those, and hopefully one day I will have my own silhouette cameo to use, because I really do like using cut files. So I decided to take these clouds that have the lines on them, and I'm going to put those down on this pattern paper out of the Summer Lights collection, and it's just kind of a blue with some stripes on it. And hopefully I end up, I don't make you sit there and watch me cut everything out, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and then for the other two clouds that have these hearts, I decided to use this paper that looks kind of like water, kind of like the ocean underwater. And I'm just going to do the same thing, sticking them down, and I tried to put it where the hearts kind of stayed near the bottom, where it was more of a purple tint. And I'm going to cut those out. And there is that word cool, but I do not end up using that on this layout either, but I had it out there. And honestly, it looked great, but I was kind of done with the whole cutting out, and I knew that if I'd used that coal, I would have had to try to maybe figure something out as far as cutting out the insides, and I didn't want to pull out my X-Acto knife, so I was just being lazy. I was being a lazy scrapper, so the coal had to wait till another day. So I'm just going to back my photo using some of the scraps that I'd used to back the clouds. And I got it a little off center, but it's just going to have to stay that way because my photos, I print my photos and I use the app Scrapbook, and it's really cheap. It's like $2.99, and you get 100 photos in this little booklet, and they're perforated, and you can just pull them out. But they are very low quality. I mean, they're very thin pictures, so they will rip very easily. So once I get them stuck down, I mean, they just have to go there because otherwise it'll rip my photo. That is the downside of Scrapbook, but the pictures come out pretty much however you take them. It's the quality of however you've taken them. So, but I like it for $2.99. You know, I'll deal with thin pictures for sure. So I'm just going to continue to add some pattern papers to the back of my photo. And let's see, I have these little foam pieces, which I've talked about in a lot of my other videos. They're just kids' little foam stickers, and I got them on clearance for really, really cheap. So just use what you can and find your craft supplies cheap, and that's what I do. So, and these were like little campfire, mountainy, like camping stickers. So I'm trying to find the placement for my clouds, and oh, sorry, I apologize. Oops, should have muted my phone. So here's where I think I decide that I just can't use that background. It's just not going to work. And I'm going to pull out just another plain white 12 by 12. And that's when I start trying to place my clouds. So we had the best time, and in Cozumel, we had went to, well, there was probably, I think, 9 of us in my family that had went on the cruise, and so half of us went to see the Mayan ruins, and then the other half just went on to, we went to an all-inclusive resort called Mr. Sancho's, and I was one of the people who just went on to the resort because I had went with my sisters and sister and cousins and aunts and all that stuff, and I didn't have my kids or my husband, and so I wanted to save going to the Mayan ruins for another time whenever I would be with them. I just felt like it would be better to just wait till I could go with them. So I went on to Mr. Sancho's, and it was really fun. It was a really great resort. I highly recommend it. I think we paid like $50, and that got us basically the whole day as long as we wanted, and it was all you could eat, all you could drink. They were just loading us up with food and drinks, and there was a beach, and it was a lot of fun. So, and it was really great food, and the drinks were really nice. So yeah, if you ever go to Cozumel, you should check out Mr. Sancho's. So I am just adding some thread. It's this like light blue thread, and like I said, I do watch Missy Whedon, and I really love her layouts and her videos, and sometimes I'll try to say, okay, well, I need to add some thread, because I do have a lot of it, but a lot of the times I do forget. So I'm just going to start placing some of these stickers from the Summer Lights collection, and there was these 2 like holographic clouds, and I thought that I would just stick those up there to go with the other clouds. And I really wanted to use this mermaid. I didn't know how many other pictures I would have where I'd be able to use her on it, so I really wanted to get that used on this layout. I need to take a drink right quick. Alright, sorry guys. My throat is crazy today. So there's this, it says Hello Weekend. And there was that wave chipboard sticker that I thought looked really good there, but in the end I ended up taking it off, and I kind of wish I had just left it on there because it fit really well with this picture. I don't know if, you know, I'll try to use it in a future layout, but it did really go with this, the colors and everything. So I probably should have left it, but I didn't. And I will say about these chipboard stickers for the summer lights, once you pick them up off the paper, they do not want to stick back onto the paper that they came on. So I'm going to have to get like a gallon-sized Ziploc or something to put all these remaining pieces in, because anything I pull off, they're just not sticking. So everything just kind of falls around. And I unfortunately cut the side of it like I do with a lot of my thickers and stuff. I just cut down the side, and so it's not a closed packet anymore. So I'm going to have to put it into some different packaging to keep everything contained. So I just wanted to use Hello Weekend. A lot of this stuff says summer and all that stuff, but it wasn't actually summer. I mean, it was in November, and so I just kind of wanted to use the Hello Weekend, and I keep pulling stickers off, putting them on, taking them off, and I do have issues with trying to find things that I feel go together. Like a lot of the times I'll put something and it's like, well, it's kind of just floating there, so I end up taking it off. I don't use as many embellishments as I would like. When I'm creating my layouts, I feel as though I could use a lot more when it comes to chipboard pieces and ephemera pieces, but I guess they'll just last me a little longer if I only put a few on each page. So I've just got everything, I'm sticking everything down. I decided that's where I wanted everything to go. This surfboard, I felt like it looked pretty good there, so I'm going to go ahead and stick that, even though there was no way I was going surfing, but and that, I'm not sure what it says, but I'm just trying to find a couple pieces, see if anything else will go. And I don't think I end up adding anything else as far as the chipboard pieces go. So I'm going to take this silver ink, and I got my roller date stamp, and I'm going to go ahead and stick that, or stamp that down a couple of times. And I've noticed in all of my stash of everything I own, I do not own a metallic silver pen or anything, writing utensil. I did take some of this Decor Media fluid acrylic in metallic silver. I'm going to add some splatters around the edge of the page. But here in a second, whenever I want to try to do some journaling, which I'm just going to write, I think, Cozumel and the year. I didn't write too much, but that's when I realized I just don't have a metallic silver pen, so I need to definitely invest in one of those. So I ended up just using one of my little cheap gel pens I got off of eBay. So that is my layout, so hope you guys enjoyed that, and be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.